Hello, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video I'm about to show you is a replay of a live Qigong class which I taught this morning via Zoom. I'll be teaching these classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week for the duration of COVID-19 and until I can get back into my face-to-face acupuncture and Chinese medicine clinics. This video is suitable for those of you who are beginners and also anyone who might have a little bit more advanced Qigong training. I hope you enjoy it, and if you'd like to join me for the live classes, then please click the link which is next to this video. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then so you don't miss future videos that I upload here, just hit the red subscribe button. You're very welcome everybody to today's lesson. And what we're going to do today is we're going to work with some simple Qigong exercises in order to help to improve the circulation of lymph and thereby have a positive influence on strengthening your immune system. So just very basically, your lymphatic system consists of a series of vessels which are all interconnected, and their job is to get rid of rubbish, is to get rid of debris like bacteria and viruses. And for that reason, the lymphatic system is closely related to the immune system. And for anyone who has a lymphatic system that's maybe not functioning quite at its optimal level, symptoms can include things like cold hands, a feeling of maybe feeling bloated or actually seeing fluid accumulation in different areas of the body, and also a weakened immune system that you know of. So if you know that you are easily susceptible to coughs and colds and infections, for example. So what we're going to do today is really look at how Qigong can help us to improve the functioning and the circulation within the lymphatic system, because this obviously has a wide-ranging effect throughout the whole body. So it's not, in terms of Chinese medicine, the lymph system is not, that when Chinese medicine was first becoming invented really and really being investigated and explored, the Chinese didn't have this awareness of the lymphatic system. But we can relate Qigong to the lymphatic system, because what we're going to do is we're going to work with exercises which improve the flow of Qi, as does all Qigong, but some more specific exercises which will include and revolve around the lymphatic system itself. So there are three areas in which Qigong can help to improve lymph circulation. The first one is through the use of our abdominal breathing. The second area is through certain movements. And the third area is to do with certain postures which you can adopt. So we'll move through each one in turn. So firstly, we're going to work with something you've done many times before, because we do it at the beginning of every class, is your abdominal breathing. And the reason that abdominal breathing helps to improve lymphatic circulation is that it's using a breath which works not just into the chest, into the upper part of the chest, as with normal kind of chest breathing that many people do, but for those of us who know abdominal breathing, it's drawing the Qi, it's drawing the breath deeper down into the abdominal cavity. So it's really acting to improve circulation around the whole of the thoracic cavity and kind of in and under the armpits as well, which is where there are many lymph glands. So by creating a much more efficient breath, we can create more efficient flow of lymph. So we're just going to work with that for a little while. So for anyone who's not been with me before, just check that we're in the Qigong stance. So look down at your feet and check that your toes are facing forwards, so not one out to the side or anything kind of skew if you want them to be parallel. Have a little gentle bend in the knees. Check that the tailbone is tucked under, so the lower back feels very open, so the back is a little bit more flat. You shouldn't have a huge curve in the lower back. And then also just relaxing the arms, maybe shaking out the hands. And just checking that the shoulders feel nice and loose and relaxed. Check that there's length in the back of the neck, and you do that by just dropping the chin down very slightly, feeling that elevation in the back of the neck by tucking the chin back towards the throat. And then close your eyes, close your mouth, and breathe in and out through the nose. And just observing the breath for now, not making any changes in the breathing, but just giving your body some time to settle and relax. Relaxing the body, releasing any tension as you breathe out, just letting go of any areas where you feel tense. Also relax the mind, soften the mind, bring a smile to the corners of your mouth, just to relieve any tension in your face. And by just taking a few moments standing in this position, what we're doing is we're allowing the qi to flow, just by simply standing. And you'll know that the qi is flowing because you might notice some areas of your body where you feel a little bit of warmth or a little bit of tingling. People tend to find this especially in the arms and the hands. So settling now into your practice by beginning with a few abdominal breaths. So remember, this breathing is going to improve the circulation of lymph. So as you breathe in, feel the belly expand in all directions, so forwards, sideways, back towards the spine, like blowing up a balloon. And as you breathe out, feel that balloon shrinking, getting smaller, consciously letting your exhalation go at the nostrils. And just closing the eyes and breathing like that for a while. Feeling into the movement first, the rise and fall of the belly. Keeping that smile on your face, keeping that length in the back of the neck. And know that by breathing in this way, much more efficiently than the shallow chest breathing, that you're creating the conditions for free and open circulation, not only of qi and breath, but of lymph as well. And just keep going for a few more breaths. And now just keeping the breath going, but gently opening the eyes so that you can see me. So that's the first part, just simple standing and abdominal breathing to really allow for the circulation of qi and of lymph throughout the body. The second part is to do with movement. So any kind of movement, any kind of exercise, any kind of Qigong movement, any Tai Chi, any yoga, anything like that, any movement at all, it's thought that that simple kind of movements and exercises and just getting the body moving can increase the flow of lymph by up to 10 to 15%. So that's got to be a good thing. Moving the body is always a good thing. And we know that if we don't move the body, then things can stagnate. We feel stagnant, we feel heavy, we feel sluggish. We can even notice maybe even a little bit more in terms of fluid accumulation. Certainly anyone who's been on a long haul plane flight will know that, because when you're sitting for a very long time, you end up with swollen feet and ankles at the end of the flight. So that's just stagnation of fluid, that's just insufficient circulation. So by moving the body, we can really help to improve the flow of lymph. So one of the Qigong exercises that you can do is the simple circles exercise, which you've done in previous live lessons. And for those of you who haven't, I'll put the link next to this video when I send out the replay for that circles exercise. So it's basically, it's just moving out to the side, coming up, I think you all remember this one, coming around and down. So it's that movement. So you can find that circles lesson in the link next to this video replay. So what I'm going to show you though is something that you haven't done before, which is working with the upper part of the body, mainly focusing on that area, because this is the area where we have a lot of lymph glands in the throat, we have them under the armpits and around there. So by stimulating particularly the upper part of the body with movement, then we're really helping to increase lymphatic circulation. And we're going to do this with a simple Qigong tapping exercise, which stimulates the flow of Qi in the Qi channels of the body, particularly down the arms and a little bit down the legs as well. So just follow along with me. So you just start at one shoulder, doesn't matter which side, and what you're going to do is you're going to be tapping down the inside of one arm, all the way down to the palm, then turn the hand over and tapping all the way up the back. And then swap sides, so down the inside of one arm and up the outside of the other. And now from here, with both hands down the sides of the body, all the way down the outsides of the legs, and then up the insides of the legs, and then up through the chest, and again down the inside of the arm. So you can be very kind of casual and almost kind of sloppy with this. There's no kind of exact way to do it, but what you're doing is you're just stimulating the flow of Qi down the sides of the chest, down the sides of the legs, up the insides, just with simple tapping. And we do this a few times, so just follow along at your own pace. Tap as hard or as gently as you want, whatever feels good for you. And usually with this, you'll find that probably 1 or 2 times isn't enough. You probably need to do it maybe 3 or 4 times, or even longer. You can keep going for as long as you want. But this is a very enlivening exercise as well, because this tapping kind of really stimulates not just the flow of Qi, but the flow of blood as well. So you feel kind of more awake and alive when you do this. It's a lovely exercise to do, it's very simple. Do one more. And then just relax the hands down. Allow your hands just to come down by your sides and close your eyes. And feel into your body now. And hopefully you'll notice, especially in the upper part of the body, you'll notice that maybe there's a little bit of tingling. Maybe the skin feels a little bit more tingly, feels a little bit more vibrant. Pay attention especially to the hands and whether there's any warmth or coldness, whether there's tingliness. Do the hands feel heavy or light? Do they feel bigger or smaller? We're just observing anything in the body. And then opening the eyes again so you can see me. So that's just an example of a movement. So as I said, any kind of movement really helps to stimulate and open up chi flow. So the circles exercise works, this tapping exercise works really well. And what it's doing is it's increasing the flow of chi. It's also removing and unblocking any stagnation in the body. So these are great exercises. All exercise is great for stagnation because it's moving the body. And by moving the body, what you're doing is you're helping to increase and causing really the increase in circulation by the energetic demands put on the muscles. So the muscles need more blood to flow in there, more blood rushes in, and that by its nature, when the circulation increases, it's almost like it's upping the flow of current in a river, and just that flow of current is just clearing out any debris. If the current is very slow, you end up with lots of kind of, if you imagine a river, a slow flowing river, you end up with a lot of kind of debris by the sides, you end up with a lot of stagnant, muddy water. You don't see that in a fast flowing river. So when you're doing exercise, it's like your body becomes a fast flowing river and it clears out all the debris. And it does that from a blood circulation point of view, from a chi circulation point of view, and also works with the lymph as well. So that's the movement aspect. So we've got breath, we've got movement, and then the third element is posture. So to aid lymph circulation, any exercise or any posture which involves inversion, so being upside down in some way or having the legs elevated in some way, helps with the lymph drainage just by the force of gravity, just allowing gravity to do its thing. So you can lie on a couch with your feet elevated if that works for you. But one posture I'm going to show you, and if you're in a position to get into it, you have a wall space to get into it, that's great. But if you don't have that right now, just watch me do it, and then you'll be able to practice it later. And once you're in the posture, you're just lying still anyway, and it's very relaxing. So for those of you who've done any yoga, it's not a Qigong posture, it's a yoga posture, and it's called Viparita Karani. And so this posture is basically having your legs off the wall. So I'm just going to show you how to get into this, and I'm hoping you can see me and hear me as I do it. So there's kind of an easy way to get into it and a hard way to get into it. So I'll just show you how I do it and what works for me. If you feel that this will be too much for you, then don't do it. Just lie down on a bed or a sofa with your legs elevated with a few pillows or cushions, and that would work really well too. So I'm just going to come into a sitting position now. So for this, I won't be looking at you, I'll have my back to you. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to sit sideways on and just get my bum up against the wall as much as I can. So I'm sideways onto it, so my shoulder is kind of almost touching the wall as I sit here. And then when I come round, I'm going to turn to face the wall, and I'm then going to kind of shuffle myself using my shoulders up into the position. So I'm just going to do it, and then I'll try and talk to you from my upside down position, okay? Okay, so I'm in position now. I hope you can see me. If you can't see all of me, I'm hoping you can see my legs up the wall. So you see that my toes are just kind of nice and relaxed. I'm not pointing them like this, and nor am I pulling them back with any tension. The legs are just literally being supported by the wall. And I've got my bum right up against the wall, as close, touching, really kind of touching the wall, or as close to the wall as it can be. And then with the arms, what you can do is you can have them out to the sides at shoulder level. So just look to the sides and make sure the arms are at shoulder level there and nice and relaxed, and really feel the shoulders on the floor. Or you can actually have the hands on the lower belly, if that's comfy for you as well, or even just down by your side somewhere. So just find a position of the hands that's comfortable, because they're not really in it. They're not the important thing. So the important thing here is that your legs feel nice and relaxed up against the wall, and you can again kind of experiment with having them close together. You can have them further apart, or you could have them even further apart, whatever you feel is good for you. Now I'm looking back at you, which is really creating lots of blockage in the flow of chi in the back of my neck, which is what we don't want. So when you do this, what you want to do is remember that position of the neck when we were standing, of having the chin tucked back towards the throat, and it's almost as though you're trying to look down at your belly button. So I'll come into that position now. So really just feeling the length in the back of the neck. And you can stay in this position for 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever you like. You may also want to take a small blanket or a pillow for the back of your neck if you feel that would be more comfortable for you. And if the room is cold or the wall feels kind of cold, if it's an outside wall, you might want to use a blanket over your legs. So that's the legs up the wall, and what that's doing is it's just draining all the lymph back down into the abdominal cavity, whereby it can be circulated and do its kind of clearing thing. Okay, so to come out of this position now, very important so you don't damage your back, is just bending the knees, placing the feet on the wall, and then it's usually a good idea to roll to one side. So just come over with your legs, roll into one side, keep the knees bent, and then use your hands to push yourself up so that you don't damage your back. So coming up now, and then if anyone has issues with any kind of blood pressure, you might just want to sit in this position for a while rather than jumping up straight away. You don't want to feel dizzy. So just allow yourself to come back into this upright position with your head, and then just step and come back up to a standing position. So I have to say, because I do quite a lot of yoga as well, I'm a really big fan of yoga, that position of legs up the wall is one of the most relaxing things, I think, in yoga. It's absolutely amazing. It's really, really good. And it's very refreshing as well. So I would highly recommend you have a go at that, because it will help to improve drainage of fluid and lymph in the body. So just coming to finish the class today then, we'll come back to our abdominal breathing again, because remember with the Qigong routine, what you want to do is you want to start with abdominal breathing, end with abdominal breathing, a bit like having a capital letter at the start of a sentence and a full stop at the end. So just to consolidate your practice, come back to this lovely standing Qigong stance and having the feet parallel, and then you can just either have the hands down by your sides or one hand on top of the other over the dantian area in the lower abdomen. And close your eyes. And just settling into your breathing. Breathing in and out through the nose. Bring a smile to the corners of your mouth. Feeling that lovely length in the back of the neck by tucking the chin back towards the throat, dropping the shoulders. And now, just remembering what you did in this practice. So, improving the circulation of lymph and thereby optimizing the function of your immune system, helping to alleviate symptoms of cold hands, of fluid accumulation, and helping to enhance the strength of the immune system. So we worked firstly with abdominal breathing to improve the breath, the efficiency of the breath, and thereby improve the circulation within the lymphatic system. Secondly, we worked with the tapping movement to stimulate the flow of qi, especially through the channels of the arms and the legs. But remember, any movement can really help with the lymph circulation. And the circles exercise, which you've already done as part of a live class, is a really good one for that as well, because it's working with the upper part of the body. And the third thing was using any kind of inversion posture, so just having your legs elevated or coming into that posture with your legs up the wall in order to help and just give a little bit of assistance to the drainage of lymph throughout the body. So if your hands are by your sides now, just bring one hand to rest on top of the other over the lower belly, below the belly button. And just a few more breaths into the lower abdomen in dantian. As you breathe in, the belly rises, and as you breathe out, the belly shrinks. And now, keeping the eyes closed, bring both hands together and rub them until they get really, really hot, feeling the heat in the palms of the hands. And if you're wearing glasses, you want to take them off now. So when the hands are really hot, placing one palm over each eye, fingers facing up towards the ceiling. Feeling the heat from the palms going into the eyes, through the back of the eyes, to nourish the mind. And as you feel that heat dissipating, just giving your face a little massage, a little rub to bring yourself back into the room. And as you're doing that, gently open the eyes. And just finishing by shaking out the hands, shaking out the legs. Okay, so that's a little bit on how Qigong can help you to improve the circulation of lymph throughout your body and thereby also help to enhance the functioning of your immune system. So I hope you enjoyed that lesson. As always, if you've got any questions, you can email me. My email is janice@spacetorelax.com, or you can send me a message in the Facebook group, which is Space to Relax Free Qigong Group. So I really hope you enjoyed that lesson, and I'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to learn some more Qigong from me, then you can do 3 things. The first thing is you can sign up for my free 3-part Qigong video series, which will be delivered to your email over the course of around a week. And you'll find the link to sign up for that on my homepage, on my website, which is spacetorelax.com. The second thing you can do is sign up and join me for the Zoom live classes, which are on Tuesday mornings and Thursday afternoons, and they'll be for the duration of COVID-19. So I'll put the link next to this video somewhere either below or above, so you can sign up and join me there. And the third thing you can do if you're watching this video on YouTube is hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. If you did enjoy this video, then please share it with your family and friends. Hopefully they'll join in and have some fun with practicing Qigong too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.